Ancient Egypt's history, culture, tradition, language, and practices continue to fascinate people worldwide. And one reason we can know so much about ancient Egypt is because of pieces of information that we have found written on papyrus paper. Papyrus is the world's earliest example of paper. In fact, the English word paper we use commonly today is etymologically derived from papyrus. The use of papyrus dates back to at least the 3rd millennium BCE in ancient Egypt, as it became the primary writing material for the people in the region. Papyrus is made from thick pith of the papyrus plant, which grows abundantly in the marshy regions of Nile Delta. In addition, apart from paper, the plant is also used to make baskets, sandals, ropes, mats, and other items. Probably that is why the plant has a high significance in the history of ancient Egypt. The top of the plant resembles the sun's rays, reminiscent of the sun god Amura, and the bottom resembles the pyramid. The papyrus also symbolized the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt found on many monuments. The symbol shows papyrus associated with Lower Egypt and a lily plant which symbolizes Upper Egypt. Many other stories in Egypt history have been associated with papyrus and are depicted in its painting. Before we get further, let us explore the process behind the paper making. To use papyrus for various purposes, harvester cut the mature stems of papyrus plant at the base, leaving the roots intact so that plant can regrow. To make the paper, the outer green layer of the stem is sliced off to expose the inner whiter core. The inner core is further cut into thin strips and then flattened using a wooden roller or a hammer to squeeze out the water content. The flattened piece is soaked in water, which helps reduce the natural sugar content and darken the stem. The longer it stays in the water, the darker the paper becomes. The sticky, narrow strips are taken out from the water after a few days of soaking, which could range from 3 days to 7 days, depending upon how much darker shade of paper one wants. These are then carefully laid out horizontally and vertically in crisscross to form a sheet. These sheets are kept under a heavy object, which was a stone during the ancient times, for a few more days and further dried to create a writing surface. And that is how we get papyrus paper. The significance of papyrus papers in Egypt. In the early 19th century, archaeologists began uncovering ancient Egypt sites, including the burial sites, tombs, and temples, where they found numerous well-preserved papyrus scrolls. When individuals of high social status or religious importance died, they were often buried with scrolls that could contain sacred text, spells, or instructions to help the deceased in the afterlife. The papyrus of Yuva, one of the ancient nobles, found in the corridor of his tomb, is more than 60 feet long and consists of 35 papyrus sheets. Incredible, isn't it? The papyrus also contains the Egyptian Book of the Dead, one of the famous discoveries. In addition, the paper was used to create ancient Egypt paintings, temple drawings, manuscripts, art, and Arabic typography. Using papyrus facilitated business transaction and the spread of knowledge across different regions of the country and also the world. Over time, the knowledge of papyrus making spread to other civilizations in the Mediterranean region. The ancient Greeks and Romans also adopted papyrus as a writing material, importing it from Egypt or producing it in areas with similar environmental conditions. Papyrus papers in current times. The production and use of papyrus continued for centuries. Unfortunately, with the decline of ancient Egyptian culture, papyrus gradually lost its prominence. Today, papyrus is no longer used as an everyday writing material. Papyrus plants are still grown in some regions, and artisans produce papyrus sheets for decorative and artistic purpose, catering to the interest of tourists and history enthusiasts. Today, many of the ancient papyrus scrolls are preserved and displayed in museums and institutions worldwide, giving us a glimpse into this ancient civilization's rich and fascinating history. Range of souvenirs made of papyrus, from small postcards to painted scenes from the life of pharaohs, are often made. Buried papyrus scrolls were protected from decay and destruction, allowing them to survive for thousands of years until modern archaeologists unearthed them. While Egypt's hot, dry climate was crucial in preserving organic materials like papyrus, another reason for its longevity is the fact that papyrus papermaking process does not involve any chemicals or glues. Strange, it isn't? Currently, we use paper made from wood pulp, where thousands of trees are cut and chemicals are used. Not sure if history of papyrus will inspire us to restart this sustainable and environment-friendly practice, but it will remain an essential milestone in human communication and information preservation history.